Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're in Sea Power and we're going to try and answer two of your requests. The first request is from Anthony. He says, "Hey Cap, love your stuff. In regards to some news that was just released here in Australia, I have a suggestion for a naval battle. It's just been confirmed that Australia has ordered a batch of new Mogami frigates as a replacement for their aging Anzac class frigates. So maybe a new China versus Australia sea battle incorporating the Mogami into the Australian fleet is in order." Thank you, Anthony. And as well, my friend Jameson has asked me to look at the new high fidelity version of the Chinese 055 destroyer in Sea Power. So these fit beautifully into one scenario. So today it's going to be a rerun of Australian modern ships versus Chinese modern ships. China is going to have the new Type 055 destroyer and 054B frigate, whereas Australia will of course have their Hobart destroyer and their brand new or soon to be Mogami frigate. Quick apology about my voice, viewers. Everyone's got a cold here at the moment, but we'll do the best we can. Let's have a look at the ships. First, the brand new version of the 055 in Sea Power. We've had for a long time the low fidelity version, but we now have it in stunning high fidelity. Of course, all links I'll put in the video description. And look, it's great seeing such awesome high fidelity vessels being added. Just like when we get our new high fidelity aircraft in DCS, it's good to see these ships beautifully modelled. So let's go over weaponry. The Chinese 055 is a staggering ship. She has 48 HQ-10 low-range surface-to-air missile, similar to the American RIM 116 CRAM. Her mainstay of defence is 88, all VLS launched obviously, HHQ-9B, range over 100 miles, active radar homing. Now this version of the 055 brings us for the first time the YJ-21 hypersonic surface-to-surface missile in Sea Power. She has 8 of them, range over 1,000 miles. Because of the type of missile it is, kind of ballistic type missile, it has a minimum range of around 100 miles as well, so that's important to bear in mind. It's going to be the first time we've used it today. Also, she has 8 YJ-18 supersonic sea-skimming surface-to-surface missiles. Remember, they travel subsonic until the last minute and then they go 3 times the speed of sound for their terminal hit. ASW stuff is not relevant for today. She has a 30mm 11-barreled Sea Whiz there, a 130mm naval gun, ECM, noisemaker, and chaff. Let's look at her little baby sister today, is the 054. This is low fidelity, so you can see not many polygons, millions of polygons. VLS with 48 HQ-10s again. Her longer range missile is the HQ-16FE, 32 of them. Similar, or maybe a mini version of the American SM-2 you can think of, for active radar homing. Range about 70 miles. Surface-to-surface is 8 YJ-83. That is similar to the American Harpoon, except in its terminal phase it will speed up to about 1.5 times the speed of sound. She has a 100mm naval gun on the bow and the same 11-barrel 30mm Sea Whiz over to Australia. The rather small-looking by comparison Hobart class destroyer. VLS, all the modern stuff. She has 16 RIM 66H, that is SM2 Block 2, range 90 miles. She also has ESSM, modular system, 40 of them, RIM 162, and it is the Block 2 variant, so it's active radar homing, range 28 miles or thereabouts. The massive American RIM 164, otherwise known as SM6, Block 1A, anti-everything, range 130 miles. As well as that, I forgot that she had this, but she has RGM 109B apparently. That is the Maritime Tomahawk, range over 200 miles, so I mustn't forget to use them. Her mainstay is going to be the RGM 184, which is the Naval Strike Missile, subsonic but low observability or stealth missile, similar to the American LRASM. She has a 5-inch gun on the bow. She has on the stern a 20mm Sea Whiz and 2 30mm autocannon. And today, going back into low fidelity, that's obviously high fidelity as well, but we've looked at it a million times, we have the new Australian version of the Mogami. At least as modelled in Sea Power. On her bow-mounted VLS, she has 32 RIM 162. This is Block 1 ESSM instead of Block 2, not sure why, but that means semi-active radar homing, otherwise similar kinematics or the same kinematics. 42 RIM 116, so that's today's first look at CRAM, very similar to the HQ-10 of the Chinese, launched from these guys here, obviously. It says 42, but only 21 fit in there, so I suspect 21 of them are going to be a reload. Here's an interesting thing and a little bit disappointing. Her surface-to-surface is 8 RGM-84, relatively old 1990s harpoons. Why has a brand new Mogami got that instead of the Naval Strike Missile? I don't know, but that is how it is. There's not much I can do about it. She's got a 5-inch naval gun on the bow, noisemaker and chaff. Now, in terms of how we usually do these battles, we've done loads of these battles and we've sort of settled into a routine. We usually do a 50-mile battle over the horizon. We then do a within radar horizon battle of about 20 miles, and then we do a guns battle at close range just for fun. But this is a bit different, because if we start at 50 miles, then the YJ-21 from China will never even be able to fire, because it has a minimum range. So we're going to change today. We're going to first do a 200 plus mile battle, somewhere between 200 and 300 miles. See what happens. Then we'll do 50 miles, then we'll do within radar horizon, and then we'll do a fourth battle, the close battle. So let's get going on the long range battle. Welcome in. First battle, 250 miles between coalitions, but each knows where the other is so they can fire. But the only missile that has the range, I believe, is the YJ-21, so probably only one's going to fire. There it goes, YJ-21. Let's have a look at it. It's a two-piece missile, as you can see now in DCS. We've had it for a while. It's new in Sea Power. It's going to be restricted as the booster drops off, in that it's going to follow a kind of ballistic arc, but in Sea Power at the moment there is a maximum limit of 100,000 feet. So what it's going to do is follow the ballistic arc, then level off at 100,000 feet, then rejoin the ballistic arc and kind of head down again. That's the best they can do in Sea Power at the moment. Now if we look at the bottom, we're at 100,000 feet. Speed is ridiculous, 6,000 knots. What's that? That's about 10 times the speed of sound, 6.5, 11 times the speed of sound. I've actually lost count. 13, 14 times the speed of sound, roughly calculated in my head. 200, about 100 miles travelled so far. Tops out about 14, 15 times the speed of sound, roughly worked out in my head. Make sure the Australians are going to try and stop them, just making sure everything looks about right. That is not the Anzac, that's a Hobart. Missiles going out, which are going to be RIM 1, the SM6. You really need an SM3 for this, but SM6 it's going to have to be on its way to intercept. 12,000 feet. It's not going to make it, I don't think. The YJ-21 literally coming down from space, still 100,000 feet. Checking the SM6 again. Going vertical. 40,000 feet, 50,000 feet. This guy coming right down on top. Is it going to miss? SM6 just whizzes by. Oh. Boom. And is it going to hit that one? Are they all going for this one? Yes, they've all gone for this one. That's interesting. Okay. No, they haven't. Sorry. I got a little bit confused there. They travel so fast. I also forgot to look at the terminal velocity. Pause. Now I see it. YJ-20 or YJ-21. 3,786 knots. So they've modelled it with a terminal velocity or impact velocity of 9 times the speed of sound, which as far as I'm aware is not possible. Sorry if I've got that wrong. As far as I'm aware, it's not possible to make a missile that can impact at 9 times the speed of sound and have it guided against a moving target, i.e. have a working radar, optical IR sensor or whatever. As ever, I stand to be corrected, but obviously these ships are going down in the water already, look. So I'm going to pause it there, and yep, Mogami's down, and there we go, Hobart's down. Well, there you go, viewers. If that YJ-21 is modelled anything like realistic to real life, then what an absolutely terrifying aspect of warfare that is. Next, we're going to move on to the more traditional, for us at least, 50-mile battle, where the YJ-21 can't be used. Welcome back. 50-mile battle over the radar horizon, but each coalition knows where the other is. No YJ-21s because of the minimum range. Let's see what happens. Go. Immediately, RGM's coming out and... oh, I can't see. Lots going on. Check the Chinese. All of the undership missiles being... wow, even there's time to wheel out a red helicopter. How about that? 055, smashing out whatever she's smashing out. YJ-18s, let me check my blue guys. Okay, harpoons coming out from the new Mogami for strange reasons. Naval strike missile out from Hobart. We've got tomahawks coming out from them as well. Back to the Chinese. We can't see their missiles now that they've disappeared, so that's a little bit disconcerting. Range slightly under 50 miles, but it's not going to make much difference for today. Chinese has fired everything they can for the time being. No YJ-21s for the reason we've talked about. Yeah, a little weird about the helicopters, but fine. Go and do some ASW if you want. I guess not much to do until missiles come over the horizon now. Naval strike missile 16 feet. Wow, that's going to be hard to intercept. And of course, it's low observability and it's transonic. These, not so much. 540 knots are not transonic, not stealthy at all, and 26 feet. Not the lowest flying missiles, the Norwegian Penguins, I think they were the lowest flying missiles, maybe the Israeli ones. What the hell is that? One of those, I guess. And nothing coming over the horizon yet. 3 minutes in. Check our vessels. Hobart's fine. Mogami is fine. Check everyone's radars on because this is sea power at the end of the day. And it is. We shall wait. Missiles pretty much coming over the horizon now. Ranges of 19 miles, not long before they get detected. Who's going to see whose missiles first? We, as the player there. First, Chinese missiles being spotted. It's the YJ-83 stranger. Oh, look at that. Something blew up. No idea what that was. No idea what blew up. Don't know. Anyway, here they come. They're going to speed up to supersonic soon, unless they get intercepted by whatever that is. A SM-6. They may very well do. Got to see the Chinese response as well. What is that? Missiles flying off into God knows where. Interesting. 054 is not firing. She's weapons tight, which is how she should be. 055 is firing everything. A lot to see here. Well, here's something you don't see every day. Pause. Well, you can see I don't script these for YouTube viewers. And I'm not joking, the YJ-18 fired by the 055 has turned around and is going back against its own ship. I don't know what to say. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do at that point, viewers. So what I'm going to do is have to interject here and pretend it didn't happen, I guess. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that one. So there you go. Let's pretend that never happened. Right, carry on the battle. Still SM6s intercepting whatever the hell they were intercepting. These guys here. HQ-9's coming in doing something or other. Naval strike missiles. Obviously it's going very fast. There's only so much I can do. I don't think there's any weird stuff going on now. Concentrate on the naval strike. Oh god, the Australians are about to get hit by these. Can they defend? Sorry, go back to naval strike. Come on, Australia. Shoot the bloody missile down. Shot. Back to these guys. While looking over here at the same time. Yes! Australia has shot all the missiles down. There's a bunch more coming in, but let's worry about them later. Missed. Also missed. Question mark. So much is happening so fast. Hit, hit, hit. First, oh, the 055's already been hit. No, it hasn't. How about that? Wow, that's interesting. But it has been hit previously. Lots of stuff going on now. Trying to keep up with what's going on. We've now got these guys coming in. Quickly look at the... Okay, all Chinese missiles have been defeated by whatever the hell they were defeated by. It's now time for the Tomahawk. Still a 055 is burning. Oh, gutted. I'm not sure. I think that means they're getting jammed, but I don't fully know. The guys who make the vessels get to choose how powerful the jammer is. Sometimes they put jammers that can't be beaten because they don't want their vessels to lose dogfights, but... Oh, I don't know. Hard to say at this point. God damn it. Well, there you go, viewers. That was all kind of strange. So let's try and... It happened so fast. I'm trying to collect my thoughts. So what we know is that no Chinese missile... Oh, yes, they did. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They did not get through. Interestingly, a bunch of Chinese supersonic YJ-18s turned around halfway and went for their own ships. I've never seen that before, and we'll probably never see that again, but that was really interesting. Then it was just a mad flurry of this guy, who amazingly is no longer on fire. He's got some damage. Had a jammer that just stopped any missiles hitting him, as far as I can see, but he was damaged. And this guy, who had the same thing. So, modern ship warfare for you viewers. I just put them here and I press play. There's not much else. I don't have much other control over it. At this point, what we could do is close in and do, you know, when they get over the radar horizon, they can start within radar horizon, they can start shooting. But we may as well just skip time and start them again at 20 miles. It's probably going to be easier, to be honest. Who won this? No one won it. No one could hit anyone, was the answer. Otherwise, you know as much as me. Let's skip to 20 miles. Welcome back, viewers. Within 20 miles, everyone can see everyone. Everything can be fired. It's just going to be an absolute madhouse. Let's see if any missiles turn around and shoot their own owners. Let's find out. We've got RGM-184s going. We've got God knows what. Firing from 055. Even got naval gun firing. How about that? I guess enjoy. Oh, something dupes there. Let's see if we've got something getting through here. It's a God knows what. Australian's about to get hit. The Australian has been hit. Can we repeat? China has been hit. God, Hobart's taken an absolute beating, but she's still firing. .055 firing but burning, just like superfluous damage. Lots of missiles being duped or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying words at the moment. Jesus, how many hits is Hobart going to take? What is even hitting her? So ESSM. That. Great time to do some ASW. Still naval gun coming out. That is the most destroyed ship I think I've ever seen. Completely destroyed. Every single missile missing. What is going on with that? One got through. Well, there you go, viewers. Whatever the hell that was, everyone is now out of ammo, but still, Mogami keeps on firing. Oh, look. He got shot down. Well, it was kind of a stupid time to take off, really, wasn't it? You saw the missiles going out. This guy is out of ammo. This guy, they're all out of ranged ammunition now, apart from this guy here who's firing. Rim 116. Mogami's, no. Missiles have all gone. Missiles have turned around and gone home. Okay. Right. And he's going to sink, and he's going to sink. There's no doubt about it. This guy might sink. Don't know. This guy might sink. Let's speed up time, see what happens. 055 survives. 054 survives. Mogami's definitely gone. Well, there's a win to China. This is something I want to try out. Sometimes I just get a sense of foul play. I just want to try something out real quick. Welcome back, viewers. Just a little test I thought I'd put in. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've done hundreds of these naval battles, and every now and then I see something that just doesn't pass the muster test. It smells of BS, and I just get a suspicion that's going on here. So what I've done is I've taken this new 055, I've put it on weapons hold. I'm going to fire at it, pretty much the best weapon in game, the RGM-184 naval strike missile, 8 of them. Let's see what happens. Make sure she doesn't try and defend herself. Stop defending yourself! It's on weapons hold and it's still firing its cannon. How about that? What you can do about that, is there? No, that was all fair. I thought there might be something cheating about this vessel, but half of the missiles got through, so it does seem fair. I guess it won fair and square. Welcome back. Fourth and last battle, the 1 mile gun battle that just descends into madness. For fun, go. Heavens, you gotta have fun, viewers. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Jesus, 055 down already. What happened there? Well, not much of a gun battle. It was mainly just missiles, but, you know, I put them a mile apart and that's what happens. Is 054 going to sink? I would say yes. Wow, okay. Weird battle today, viewers. We haven't done one of the sea power ones in a while, and lots of weird things. So we did a 200+ mile battle, obviously the Chinese one. They fired their YJ-21, which was, in my view, spuriously modelled at Mark 15 and a Mark 9 impact velocity, but let me know your thoughts. Obviously it won. Then there was the 50-mile battle, which was what? A draw? It was a draw. It was weird because some of the Chinese missiles turned around and went for their own firing ships, which is, I guess, sort of possible, but a little weird. But no one actually scored fatal hits, so be it. Then the third battle was within radar horizon, 20-odd miles, and it was an absolute slaughter. Both Australian ships destroyed, vaporised immediately, and both Chinese ships were slightly hit, but survived. And then there was this, in which Australia won. So 2 wins to China, 1 draw, and 1 Australian win. That's what you asked for, viewers. The new Mogami going with the Hobart and the new 055 in sea power. How realistic that is, I don't know, but looks like don't mess with the Chinese. I hope you enjoyed that, and bye-bye.